Hey, this is GatorX, and I got this package recently. This is my Elestrals order. Now, this is a card game in development I discussed a while ago by A-Drive, and I said it seemed interesting. I would be willing to try it out, and lo and behold, recently we were given the chance to get some Prototype decks, and I guess there's some extra little goodies in here. This is real interesting. I'll go ahead and open this up, and I'll discuss that a little, just some first impressions. I'll have to play it later on, but let's get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at everything here. We got a little information card, looks like. Elestrals, and oh, it's a little thank you note as well. I'll have to read that as well, but thank you for being one of the first people in the world to play Elestrals. Got a little squiggly there. I will read that further later, but here is what I got. Very, at least, nicely packaged. And I mean, you know, it's just cardboard, so it made the trip. And it looks like we got a an extra little gift here. A Nimbug card, and again, these are all Prototype cards, so let me get in a little closer. So this is just a way to get the game into the hands of people who want to try it out before the Kickstarter launches, before the actual game gets launched. So these were all printed on demand. So 2 decks. I decided on these ones. I didn't look a whole lot into it. This is like it's like a lightning fire deck. Again, you know, I gotta really go into the game, but this looks pretty cool. Just having an extra little gift here. It's real reflective, so it's gonna be hard to like actually get a decent focus on this. But I think you can get the picture of Nimbug here. But let me go ahead and see how the actual cards feel. Let's open these up, and they're at least, you know, they feel good. They feel pretty good, and it looks like got some information on each deck here, but I'm gonna open these up to at least like feel what the cards are like. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. Do they have names? Prototype starter deck includes 72 game cards. That's a lot, because there's a lot of components to this game, at least from what I've seen. They all feel so brand new, so I kind of don't want to hurt anything, including the box. But let's see what's here. Okay, good. I thought that was sealed for a second. So, all right, Quackle, 3 of them. Signetric, 2 of them. Imperial, 2 of them. So that's kind of like the main, I was going to say monster, but I guess Elestral of the deck. Interesting cards. Again, I think, you know, kind of a lot of the stuff carried over. A lot of the stuff that I was saying before is that, like, the design, at least, or the design of the cards, basically. It does look relatively generic fantasy, but I mean, it is still fantasy. It at least like does have sort of a unique-ish look. Once you take a look at it, you know, okay, that's an Elestral card, along with everything else, including, like, you know, the symbols and the artwork. The art looks pretty consistent. Okay, and it looks like the artists are credited at the bottom as well, so that's cool. You can at least look them up. And it looks like they have the same artist for the evolution lines, at least here at first. Sparkit, and Gotabolt, Astrabbit, Jolton, Boombat. Again, all of this means nothing until I actually get to, you know, play the game. But the designs are still looking nice. At least, you know, the creature designs are still looking good. The cards are feeling not bad. Again, these are Prototype cards, so this doesn't reflect the final product. But at least for, again, you know, a print-on-demand service just to get the cards into hands of people, not bad so far. They feel very glossy. It's interesting, but of course I'm going to stick these in sleeves when I actually, you know, play. They are standard size, which of course, obviously, you know, I would hope they would be. Jolton. I know, I think I saw that. Boombat. Oh yeah. Ampup. 3 of those. A Lycavolt. 1 of those, and then this does go into some of the other elements. So that was all like lightning or electric. I need to get the exact names, but we've got water. Looks like here foamies. 2 of those. Veritaqua, P-Gust, and then okay, now we get into some of the what are these called? Enchantments. They're basically spells, items, trainers, those types of cards. So that at least was made up of the creatures, and then this is all the rest. And then it looks, and then this at the end of it is all basically the mana system. I think at least one thing so far from the art of the creatures it's looking consistent, which I think is nice. I think they're having a little bit of an issue of like popping out, at least, you know, printed in cards. Some of them are, but that's, I don't know. Maybe that's just, again, we'll see how final things look. Got Zeus, Thunderbolts of Zeus, Mount Olympus, Thunderstorm, Nectar of the Gods, which this one, I mean, seemed interesting to me at least, because it is just a draw 2 card. Again, you know, requiring mana at least. Circle in the Sky, Tornado, Tsunami, Pandora's Box, 2 of those, Shield of Achilles, and then this is all the mana basically. But I mean, at least, you know, I kind of think it's an interesting kind of cute thing is that like the, you know, like the spirits here, right, is that this is the mana system and this would go in a separate deck. At least, you know, when you in the gameplay. But I think it's a cute idea to make them all like actual creatures as well, give them creature designs. And when they were giving out a bunch of the prototypes of these in like Hollow, that made for a great like prototype thing to just give away. So we got a bunch of Zaptor, got Leviathan, Lycarus, and it looks like extra. Okay, that's odd because then now it's just another Sparkit, another Astrabbit, another Lycavolt, another Sonicore, Rhyceros, and more miscellaneous at the end. That's interesting. I will need to read the rules to see exactly what is supposed to comprise a deck, but it's a lot of cards. Again, you know, a lot of it is the mana, which is supposed to be a separate deck, but I will have to read all of these, and I'll actually have to play, because I did get 2. I don't know how these will go up against each other, but I will get a friend and we'll play, and I'll let you know my thoughts on the gameplay in a later video. But here's the fire-based deck. Necrufs to Blazerus, and then Trifernal. Interesting, we're going for the 1, 2, 3 here with the heads. I think that's kind of cool. At least, you know, conceptually. Again, I think I'm personally having a similar problem. I think the art looks good, honestly, obviously, but maybe that's just a me thing where I'm having an issue with maybe they don't seem to pop as much. Warmite, Floracne, Kindleo, Leonite, Volcaries, Cinder, Clovey. Okay, so this one goes into the Earth or Grass, probably Earth. Clovey, Sproutier. You got some Astrabbit here too. Jolton. Oh, this goes into a lot of different things. Oh, we're back into fire actually. Hephaestus. Oh no, that's no. These are the these are the spells, enchantments. I think they're called. Hephaestus, Hammer of the Hephaestus, Volcanic Forge, Eruption, Nectar of the Gods. Seems like a staple for everything. Ambrosia, Circle in the Sky, Earthquake, Pandora's Box, 2 of those, Gorgon's Gaze, and then here we go into the spirits. Got Vipyro, a lot of those. Got Teratlus, which is kind of the signature one. Effectively the mascot of the series, which is pretty cool. Getting some of those. Zaptors, and then looks like some of the extra cards, just like with the last deck. So, again, I'm going to have to see. I think the card back looks pretty good, though. It again, has a name, looks pretty nice, fits the theme. And overall, you know, the theme with it being a lot more inspired by Greek mythology, I think that's at least cool. Well, at least with the, you know, the items and whatnot. With everything else just, well, okay, this is Cerberus at least. So that fits. And, well, okay, that's, I don't know exactly, but I think a lot of the creature designs fit as well, but it's pretty open as well. You know, that's a dinosaur cactus, it looks like. But I think, again, creature design is looking pretty neat. First impressions, at least just getting the cards in my hand. Again, these are just prototype cards, and I think especially a very important thing to a card game is you want to get the game into people's hands, which this, I think, was, you know, a good thing to do. Because, like I said, the Kickstarter has not launched for this yet. It's not fully officially released. But a bunch of cards are made. They're ready. and people were given the chance to get some of the cards, to actually play with them. To my understanding, or no, they mentioned it, is that when the full game officially launches, these will not be usable in the games just because, they're prototypes, just because it would give certain people maybe, some sort of unfair advantage, or maybe there's some things mechanically they'll want to tweak between now and then. In terms of like people being able to get certain cards or get some of them, and especially like the hollow ones here. This one being a prototype, I think it was like one of the symbols, I believe, in the bottom left that denotes it being a prototype card. But interesting. Again, I will have to play this extensively, well, as a good amount, and I will let you know what I think of the gameplay. But in terms of like actually just the cards, it looks nice. Again, everything is effectively common rarity. If this is an indication of like what the hollow graphic will be, that's going to be interesting as well. I think it looks, it's sort of a, just kind of a foiling over the entire card. I'm wondering if they'll do, what else they'll do. I think I've seen a few images of like other effects that they're going to be trying out, at least throughout the rest of the card. But, oh, I didn't even realize there's a Gorgon's Gaze here as well. But that just looks like a common. Those are 2 cards. Oh, yeah. 2 cards. So I guess this is just another extra little thing here. Which, I mean, okay, that's interesting. But those are, some thoughts. Overall, perfectly fine for a first Harambe. And I think, again, it is consistent. Just because I'm not necessarily a fan of some of the visuals, it is consistent. Which is much more than some other starting up card games can say. So that is at least, nice. Everything fits together. I think maybe some of the human-like designs seem a little different from like some of the creature designs, but the creature designs again are all consistent with each other. But I would really like to see that change a lot more and see, just how much more they can diversify the visuals of like, the cards that are represented, especially if like, maybe if some cards get reprints or special, additional prints of them. So we'll see. We will see. Overall, visually, physically, seems perfectly fine. Again, these feel fine for, again, test prints, and I feel like that's kind of the end of it. I am the most interested in the gameplay and what they do going forward with more of the just the rest of the media. So those are my thoughts on everything that I got in my little order here. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have any interest in this, and if you'd like to see maybe some discussions on the actual game itself. But anyway, yeah, this has been GatorX. Have a nice day.